Hello, followers of my channel, welcome to a new story. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and share this video. Today, I bring you a heartbreaking story that has shaken many in the entertainment world. Demet Özdemir's reaction to the alleged betrayal by Can Yaman has left everyone stunned. With tears in her eyes, Demet expressed, "There hasn't been a single day when I haven't thought about you, Can." Her relationship with Can Yaman, which was once one of the most beloved and talked about in Turkey and Italy, started on screen during a famous drama. The two actors became a couple adored by fans, but their story ended suddenly, leaving everyone with one question: why did they break up? Over the years, both continued with their careers separately, but the love they shared didn't disappear completely. Rumors of a possible reconciliation between Demet and Can began to circulate, which filled their followers with hope. Photos and social media posts by both actors fueled speculations that something was happening between them. In particular, Can's frequent trips between Italy and Turkey and Demet's surprising visits abroad only strengthened suspicions. However, everything took an unexpected turn when Can posted a picture holding hands with DJ Sara Bluma, along with a message on his social media that said, "My new love." This caused chaos on social media. All eyes turned to Demet, who had kept silent up to that point. At a charity event, Demet broke her silence, and her words were heartbreaking. Speaking through tears, she confessed, "Even though I couldn't breathe without him." When journalists asked her about Can, Demet, initially evasive, couldn't hold back her emotions. "Not a day went by that I didn't think about him. His voice accompanied me every night. Why did he do this to me? Why did he betray me? What did I do to deserve this?" She added, "I know he will regret all of this, and this time, yes, this time I will ignore him." Demet's words echoed in the press and left her followers in shock. The comments on social media came quickly. What did Can Yaman do? Seeing Demet so brokenhearted shattered our hearts. Can a betrayal be this painful for someone so beloved? Many followers and celebrities expressed their support for Demet. Now, all eyes are on Can Yaman. Although he hasn't made any official statements, his inner circle has hinted that he is deeply affected by Demet's words, and some say he feels guilty for what happened. However, some wonder if this is truly the final goodbye, or if there's still hope for this relationship. The press continues to closely follow every move of Can, and followers can't help but wonder, how will he react to Demet's words? Will this be the end of everything, or just the beginning of a new chapter? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: this story of love, betrayal, and pain is already written in the hearts of many. We will stay tuned for what happens next. How will this story be resolved? We will continue to wait for the answer.
I can't stay silent any longer. Every time Demet Özdemir's name is mentioned in the middle of Yaman scandals, I feel a mix of indignation and sadness, because what they are doing to her is unimaginable. When did it become normal to always blame the woman for the mistakes, falls, or emptiness of a man? Why do we keep dragging that need to link Demet to the emotional or professional failures of someone who is no longer part of her life? Demet has proven time and time again that she doesn't need to hang on to anyone to shine. She's worked hard, grown as an actress, faced criticism, survived disappointments, and has done so in silence, with a dignity that many don't have or wouldn't know how to maintain. She hasn't gone out to speak ill of anyone, hasn't sold her pain, hasn't sought easy headlines, and yet they continued to point the fingers at her as if she were to blame for everything. Many say that there wasn't love between her and Can. I wasn't there, I don't know. But what I do know is that if there was something between them at some point, Demet lived it sincerely. And I also know that when everything ended, she knew how to close that chapter and look forward. So why do some insist on dragging her back into the past of someone who has chosen a very different path? Some comments even border on cruelty. They accuse her of being fake, interested, of using Can. And I ask, based on what? Because she didn't end up as the ideal wife they expected? Because she didn't sacrifice her career for a relationship? Because she had the courage to follow her own path? Because that's what she did. She chose herself. And in a world where women are still expected to cancel themselves out for love, that seems unforgivable. Demet doesn't need to justify anything. Her life is in plain sight. She lives in her country, works nonstop, wins awards, and is respected. What more do they want from her? For her to stay silent while they insult her? For her to deny her past? For her to carry the blame of others? No, enough. Every person is responsible for their own decisions. Can has long ago made his. I deeply admire Demet because it's not easy being a woman in this industry. It's not easy maintaining balance when everyone has an opinion about your body, your character, your relationships. And she has managed to stay strong, even when her name appears in controversies that no longer belong to her. And that, to me, is courage. To those who criticize her without knowing her, I ask you to look beyond the scandal. Observe her trajectory, her work, her evolution. She's not perfect, of course, no one is, but she deserves respect. She deserves to live her life without dragging her into the mistakes of others. She deserves to be remembered for what she has built, not for the bonds she has already left behind. Demet Özdemir is so much more than Yaman's ex. She's a talented actress, a woman with her own voice, a human being who has also suffered and moved on. And that, to me, has more value than any fleeting fame. Let them keep talking if they want. Let them invent. Let them judge. But I, for my part, choose to see her for what she truly is. A woman who didn't let herself be broken.